Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Um, I communicated that we will start today by 8 instead of the normal 7 that we usually do. And I'm happy you're here. Please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear, and you can also see. I want to be sure before I get started to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Just drop a comment, just drop a message so that I know that you can hear me clear and you can see me. Okay, so we've been looking at um, the top 5 money myths, the top 5 money myths that keep you broke. So we've done number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and we'll look at the final one today. I'll try to go direct, be very direct, so that we can end this session in an hour or less. Okay, and I would like you to interact, drop your questions when it's time for that. I don't want to be talking to myself. I'm not preaching, I'm teaching, and I want interaction. So I'm just going to go over what we've looked at in the last 3 weeks, or last 2 weeks before this week. Okay, so we've looked at 4 of those points. And number 1, we said the first myth we identified is the myth or the lie that you need money to make money. It's a myth. We took time to go into that. If you're joining for the first time today, I will advise you go back. There's a playlist on this channel that has everything we've looked at. If you go back to the last 2 weeks, the thumbnails are the same topics. You will see part 1, part 2, part 3. This is part 3, so you can go back and follow along. So we looked at you need money to make money as the first myth. It's a myth. It's not true. You don't need money to make money. And we took time to look at that. It's a mindset that limits us because we start giving excuses for why we've not done this or why we've not done that. Oh, I'm waiting to raise capital, or I'm waiting to do this or to do that. It gives us an excuse to be dormant or to be ineffective, or an excuse not to try. It gives us a justification for not trying. You don't need money to make money. You need value. You need value. Value is the commodity you exchange for money, whatever the value may be. Okay, so that was number 1. You need money to make money. And the second point we looked at, the second myth we debunked, was you have to work hard for money, or you have to trade time for money. I think this is one of my favorite in the sense that it's something I'm learning more and more now. And please remember, I always say that what I teach, the fact that I teach it doesn't mean I am 100% in it. So this platform is a place to be able to impact what I learn or what I am learning. Yes, I do try not to bring something too early until I've tried it. Okay, so this particular point is something I am learning. I've learned and I've applied. In fact, this month of August, I took something I've just realized, that in order to do more, I need to do less. In order to achieve more, that's where leadership comes in. That's where knowing how to work with people, communication, so on and so forth. And I took time to explain this also. We took time to explain this also. In order to achieve more, I must learn to do less. I must learn to focus on the 10% that delivers the 90%. This is so powerful. I must learn how to leverage leverage. I must understand leverage and systems. I must understand leverage and systems. So I'm no longer thinking I can do it, so why do I need to hire somebody? I can do it myself. No, what I'm thinking now is, am I the only one that can do it? Now, if I'm the only one that can do it, the first thing that comes to my mind, how can I get somebody that can do it? How can I train somebody to do it so I don't always have to do it? Because until I understand leverage, there's a level I will not be able to hit. If I have to trade time for money, I am limited, because the amount of time you have will never increase. As a matter of fact, the amount of time you have will every day reduce. Yes, you're getting older. I just celebrated my birthday. I was shocked at how old I am. I say I was shocked as if I just realized how old I was. But you know what I mean. Sometimes you check and you say, how did I get here? How did I get it? So we must learn systems and leverage. How do I leverage another person's skill? How do I leverage other people's time? So if I am delivering a service-based business, and let's say I am a social media manager, for instance, and to manage one client's social media, to put up posts, to prepare the write-up, the post, and all the stuff that I'll put up takes me 4 hours, for instance, in a day. 4 hours of the day is spent in working on one client's job. If I have 8 hours in a day, I can't handle more than 2 accounts in a day, right? So if I have 8 hours in a day and it takes me 4 hours to work on one account, that means the max, my limit, my max is 2 accounts. Now, where does leverage come in? Leverage now comes in by saying, okay, if a good social media manager can deliver 2 accounts in a day, if I continue to do it alone, I will never grow beyond 2 accounts per time. Make sense? So how do I scale? That means I can't scale. I'm limited. I can't scale. Now, what does leverage mean? Leverage means, can I get in other people? So that means if I have 1 staff and I do 2, I've scaled to 4 accounts per day. If I decide to get 2 staff, I do 2, the other guy does 2, the new guy does 2, I've scaled to 6 a day. If I bring another guy, and you understand the point, that's leverage. That's leverage. Sometimes we're calculating, I don't want to share the money, I want to keep everything to man's mentality, because you're limiting yourself. My own way of leading, I try not to micromanage people. And not micromanaging people is risky. I'll explain. What I mean by it's risky is, people will make mistakes. They may not be at your level. They may not know what you know. They may not have learned things you've learned. So you may not get the level you desire. But hear me, and hear me clearly. You will not get the level you desire at the beginning. But with time, it will change. And at that time when it changes, you will just be scaling and skyrocketing. Let people do it and fail. Show them what they did wrong. Give it to them again. Show them what they did. Of course, there are people that are stone. You have to, when you pour water and you pour any liquid, it becomes even. You see the potential and you know that this person has something. I would rather pour in and they will make mistakes and mistakes. But each time they make a new mistake. At a point, I was asking myself, why haven't I done this since? And I just had to tell myself, Obi, just relax. We learn, we keep getting better, we keep improving. There's no regret. So yeah. So it doesn't take money to make money. It takes value. And you have the Holy Spirit. You have the most valuable I don't want to use thing or so you have the most valuable person and advisor anybody can ask for. He said, he who lacks wisdom, let him ask. I don't know what to do, ask. I woke up, I think that was day before yesterday. There was a project I was working on. I had never done anything like that before. I wasn't on any project like that. It's not even IT related, but I was using IT to solve the problem. So it was something I've never tried, and I've done this many times. What gives me the boldness to attempt it is I know I have the Holy Spirit. So I was working on this thing. Okay, I think I'm mixing up two things. This particular one was actually a tech thing. I was working on a server using code and trying to find me to try and help them solve it and so on and so forth. But even me, I was going back and forth, trying and trying and trying, it just wasn't working. And I will have to type how many lines of code to even test one thing. Then I just woke up and it just dropped. It's the Holy Spirit. It's not my head. How did I think of it? He just said, do you know you can do this, copy this. You don't even have to type it. Go here, you'll get it, you copy it and be pasting. I've never tried it before, so I can't say I saw it somewhere. I just woke up with the idea. I went, lo and behold, I checked and I saw that that exact thing that dropped is possible. And that's what I started doing. It made my work so much faster. This has happened to me over and over and over again. That's what makes us valuable. That's what makes us indispensable. Okay? So the third myth, you must save every penny, or you must be extremely frugal to get rich. You must save every penny to get rich, or you must be extremely frugal to get rich. That is a scarcity mindset. Now, I balanced it then. We're not saying don't save. You must save. But saving doesn't make you rich. Investments make you rich, not saving. If you keep money in the bank, your money is reducing daily. But there are portfolios you put your money percent per annum. Please, 20% in a month, 100% in 3 months, and they will give it back to you. It doesn't exist. Rule of thumb: when it sounds too good to be true, it's often too good to be true. Okay, check what is obtainable outside. So when you see, so the current inflation rate now in Nigeria is about 22-25% or thereabout. The interest rate will be about that. So anybody that offers you that, somebody is offering you 30% in a month, you know that is your greed that is calling you. You must save every penny to get rich, or you must be extremely frugal to get rich. A lie. Again, I can't go deep into it because I want us to finish. Go back to the previous videos and you get all we discussed on this. Okay, number 4, we said you need special connections or a special pull to succeed, especially in Africa or Nigeria. So they say I am, which is imamadu, meaning knowing somebody. So somebody say, oh, how did you get it done? You say I am. Okay, you don't need to know anybody. No, it's a lie. It's a limiting belief that tells you I can't get it. Oh, this person got this because they know somebody I don't know. So yeah, there may be many people that got it because they know someone. I've also realized that even though family try to help family by giving them jobs, so I can own a company and I want to bring in my family member to work with me because I just want to help him, nobody will take their family member that is not good in the job and put him in a position that holds a lot of power that can damage the company. So even if I give the person a job, I'll put him in an area where the effect will not be too devastating. I will never promote him to a level where his decisions can make me lose 20 million in a week. So you must understand that it's not about special connection. It's what again? I'm beginning to sound like a broken record. It's value, it's value, it's value. And don't start thinking, but value, but what do I even have? No, you have so much. There's hardly any adult, and I try to be careful. I would have said there's no adult, but I just try to always be, careful. There's hardly any adult that doesn't know something someone else doesn't know that they can teach. There's hardly any adult that doesn't have something they know how to do, a skill, know something that somebody else. But many times, once we're the one that know it, we just feel everybody knows it. There's nothing special about it. Look online. Look at the people all around us. Look at the people that call themselves celebrities and see what made them popular. Look at the way they speak. How you then see them carry a conversation, see the way they fight each other online, see the way they behave. You will know that you are more mature, you are more developed, you have so much more than they have, but they are confident in the little they have and they use it to get where they are. It's not about who you know. Let me put it this way. I think it's a nice way. It's about who you know, but firstly it's about knowing you. The who you need to know is yourself. You need to know yourself, know what you have, and be bold with what you have. Okay, somebody called me, we're talking, there's this beautiful opportunity coming for some mega millions, if not 7 figures, if not 8 figures. And I was telling him, be bold. Send the message, call the amount, don't be calculating. Send the message, be bold. For the person to even be willing to discuss this, looking down on it, but the person has identified something, call the figure. Be bold with calling the figure. Number one, in the natural, you have value. But then, number two, which is actually number one, you have grace. You have the Holy Spirit. Be bold. What I learned to start telling myself is, I learned this from Myron Golden. He said, they asked him, how do you charge? How do you decide on what to charge? And he said, how he decides is whatever makes him happy. Does the price make me smile? When I think of the work I need to do and think of the money that will come from doing that work, do I smile? That's what other people are charging. All I need to make sure I do is that I'm delivering a level that is superior, a level that I can justify to my conscience first, because I don't want to rip anybody off. There's a thin line between grace and between favor and manipulation and using people. There's a thin line. So I must first check if the person doesn't get this service from me, what will it cost them? So let's say the person came to us for maybe a web solution, and I calculate, okay, if I charge X amount, it may look higher than what this person will charge, this person will charge, these people. What's the justification for me charging this? If my answer is that I can justify that them not using me and using somebody else will end up costing them more. How many of you have ever tried to buy something based on the price? You decided this is the one I'll buy because of the price, because it's cheaper. You compared the two prices and this one was cheaper and decided to go with them. You picked a product because that one was cheaper, and then after you made that decision, you ended up spending more. Why? Because when they did the work, you had to still go back and call somebody else to redo the work. So sometimes cheap is more expensive. So when I ask myself, if I deliver this, what is this person buying? And I can, of the level we're going to deliver to this guy, I will charge you without looking back. And as I said, I'm still growing in this. What I was bold to charge 2 years ago, I've grown to maybe ×3 of that. And I will keep going. It will keep going better. It keep getting better. I will become bolder and bolder and bolder. I have some practices in my head that when somebody asks a price, I do this, I do this, I don't do this, I don't, because I've learned myself. I know in a position when I start calculating and I start reducing the price in my head and I call the wrong price. So I've learned some things that I do to make sure that I don't drop in what I charge. To what I charge here. Okay, well, number 4. You need special connections is a myth. So let's go to why we are here today. Number 5. This is for all of us that are super Christians, all of us that love God and we're following God, and you have this thing of, should I even desire this level of wealth? Should I even desire this level of finances? Should I even desire this amount of good things when there's so many people suffering in the world? The 5th myth, pay close attention. The 5th myth, drum roll. It's selfish or greedy to desire a lot of money. The 5th myth, it is selfish or greedy to desire a lot of money. It's a lie. This is probably the most popular one in our religious and Christian circle. Why do they need this? Why can't they give this to the poor? Why should they want this? Everything prosperity, everything this. No. When you walk with God, from a certainty, faith comes from a certainty that this is the will of God. Sorry, I've been told the network is fluctuating. Please bear with me. I think when it disconnects, it connects back. We will go right to the end. We're almost done. Okay, stay with me. It's selfish. It's greedy to desire a lot of money. It's a myth. It's a pit. It's a lie from the pit of hell. It makes people feel guilty for desiring prosperity, implying that true spirituality is synonymous with poverty or barely enough. There are times where you want to even buy something and you look at the price and you start feeling guilty. Should I even be buying this? Should I even desire this level? 5 million naira just for entertainment. Should I? Why should I take my family out to this and spend a whole 1.2 million in a weekend? Is that not a waste? No. You must get rid of that mindset. These things are in stages. So there's a level you are on now. All of us here, we're on different levels. Somebody is comfortable with 2 million. 2 million is nothing. I can use 2 million to do this. Somebody else is comfortable with 500. Somebody else is comfortable with 10 million. It's progressive. It's progressive. What somebody calls 1 million naira now is that same 1 million is what somebody else sees as. It's in levels, and there's nothing wrong with it. We keep growing, but you must remove the mindset that to desire good things, to have a lot of money, is wrong. That is selfish, is greedy, is wrong. So money itself is amoral. It's amoral. It doesn't take any phase. It's not good, it's not bad. Money is just a tool. It's just like saying anybody who you see with a knife is a murderer. The knife could be used to cut meat. The knife could even be used to save a life. So everybody you see with a knife is not out to kill someone. Money is a tool. Write it in the chat. Money is a tool. Money is a tool. Let it sink in. Money is a tool. Money is neutral. It's not good, it's not bad. So the tool, what the tool does is dependent on who is using the tool. So the tool can be used for good and the tool can be used for evil. It's just a tool. The desire for money is only selfish if the purpose behind that desire is solely selfish. I will take it again. The desire for money is only selfish if the purpose behind that desire is solely selfish. One more time. The desire for money is only selfish if the purpose behind that desire is solely selfish. So God's desire for the Abrahamic blessing was for multiplication and global impact. He said, I will bless you and you will be a blessing. So it is the purpose. What is in my heart? What is the underground reason? What drives me the most? Why do I want this money? You know the answer to that question. You and God alone know the answer to that question. Is there something bigger? Is there a purpose, a drive that goes beyond I want this and I want that? No, and don't get me wrong, you should want good things and enjoy good things. Let anybody make you feel bad. Everything you have, give out to the poor. So what is the purpose behind your desire for money? Money in the hands of a kingdom-minded individual is a powerful force for good. He will fund ministry. He will be a son of conscience. He will be a blessing to many. Lives will be changed. The gospel will spread because money is in the right hand. Money is in the right hands. Money in the hands of a kingdom-minded individual is a powerful force for good, funding ministries, creating jobs, solving societal problems, and advancing the kingdom. So let's even look. The people that we call rich now, what do? Many of the rich have philanthropy. They have different aids and different what are they called, charities that they run. Yeah, they create jobs. Do you know that owning a company and taking your eyes off doing everything yourself is also important to be a blessing to people? These are things I'm just realizing. Things you even the company, you can't be just wrong mindset. What are you solving? And I'm so excited because I've seen a lot of wonderfully run organizations these days. I know some people around me that work for such companies. You will see the faith background of the owners and the owners of those companies. You see that this is not just a company. They are providing jobs. By providing jobs, they are putting food on the table of people. So it's not just to carry money and dash people. When I create a job for you, I am giving you work and I'm paying you for the work, because a man must work. Vision and solutions. The things we enjoy today, the fact that I can even be doing this and you're connecting from all over the world, somebody invented this. So this has impacted the spread of the gospel. So you must start. Don't allow people to tell you rubbish and just accept it. Money is important. Funding kingdom endeavors. Making sure that people don't make the wrong. There are people that do the wrong things because they are in a desperate position. They don't know better. But my money can help them stay on the right course until they grow and they're able to take care of themselves. Let's see 2 Corinthians 9:8. I'll use NIV. 2 Corinthians 9:8. NIV. Okay? And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all you need, you will abound in every good work. So that in all things, at all times, having all that you need. So there's a having all that you need, though. But having all that you need is not just to take care of your personal needs. It's all that you need to abound in every good work, to be a blessing to people. All that you need to be a blessing. So NLT puts it this way: and God will generously provide all you need. He will provide all you need. Okay? Then you will always have everything you need and plenty left over to share with others. Plenty left over to share with others. So the purpose of God's abundance is so that you can abound in every good work, not just live lavishly for yourself, so that you can have to give, so that you can have to be a blessing, so that people will be praying and their prayer point is, thank you, Lord, for this person. You'll be an expression, you'll be a confirmation of the love of God. You know, there are people that you do something for and down in tears and they say, wow, God loves me. I prayed and he answered. I become a to bless. He will use me. So this myth leads to self-sabotage, guilt around the cost of business opportunities, limits kingdom impact. Because when you, without money, can we be blunt? Without money, the spread of the gospel will be hindered. Simple. Without money, the spread of the gospel will be hindered. The discipling of nations will be hindered. It's not an option. It's not a good to have. It's not what I would like to do. It's not it would be nice to have. I need a lot of money. I am put here for a purpose. You were put here for a purpose. You're not a number on a sheet. You're not just one of the names. You were put here for a purpose. We need to get that money. Delete that lie. Don't accept that lie. The more I have, the more I can do. That's number 5. Now, I have a bonus for you, because I knew we're going to just do one point. Let's make it practical. I always like to be practical. I don't like us to just talk and go, oh wow, powerful. Let's what should I do now? Okay, I finished this. First thing you need to do, you should take note. The first thing you need to do, get your why. I wrote it as the why, kingdom vision activation. Kingdom vision activation. Why are you here? Before I became a pastor, I had a vision. After I became a pastor, I have a vision. Guess what? The vision is still the same. The path, the stage changed, but the vision, what burns in my heart, is still the same. That's part of the reason I have this training every day beyond the church walls. Is because there must be an understanding, there must be an awakening that I don't have to compromise to get money. There must be an awakening that I don't have to do things the way the world does them. I don't have to run organizations. I don't have to rip people off. I can eat my cake and still have it. That to follow the right way won't lead to poverty. So get your why. Get your why. So I remember somebody like Strife Masiriwa. Hope I pronounce that name well. Strife Masiriwa, the owner of Econet. He identified a problem: no connectivity, difficulty in communication, and he had a vision. I want to be the one to connect the people of Africa and give them a voice. I want to be the one to connect the people of Africa and give them a voice. But for 5 years, that vision didn't come to pass. The government fought him. All manner of things happened to him. He kept trying. 5 good years he was working on that vision. And he was frustrated by the government. The government that should have embraced him and helped him creating an enabling environment for him to do this, to achieve this vision. They were frustrating him. But because his desire was tied to a divine purpose, a purpose that's beyond let me make money. You see, the problem is the reason you start something and you stop it, there's no bigger purpose to it. So you just started, it didn't work, you abandon it, you move to the next big thing, the next good thing that you're seeing all around. Oh, somebody starts pure water company, you move, you start pure water company, you tried, it didn't work. This guy told you in 2 months he made 10 million, you're not even breaking even, you drop it. They say, oh, it's palm oil, go and buy palm oil, store it, when it's time it will go, you go and try it, they store all your palm oil, you dump it. There's no real purpose. So you don't have that stick to evilness. You don't have that willpower, that strength to persevere when difficulties come. What is your why? Why is it important to get that project up and running? Why is it important to amass wealth? Why? Why? He didn't quit. Legal battle upon legal battle, he kept going. If some of you will know, came to Nigeria, was frustrated. They asked him to pay a certain amount, and he said he won't pay a bribe, and he won't, and he left. But he achieved it at the end. Why? There's a divine purpose that's bigger than him. That's bigger than him making a few dollars. Your desire for wealth is not selfish when it is connected to a divine mandate. Your desire for wealth is not selfish when it is connected to a divine mandate to solve a problem, to bless people, to advance the kingdom. Once it's connected to solving a problem, so you have a medical doctor who is in the medical field, he's a pastor, for instance. Even creating drugs and improving on the drugs it will save lives. God heals, but not everybody will believe for healing. Can you imagine if we didn't have medicine in the world today? A lot of people will be dying. Even Christians will be dying. So when I solve a problem, it goes beyond me. That drives me. I look at a problem and I say, I have a solution. When I bring this, life becomes easier for this set of people. When I bring this, life becomes easier for this set of people. It's a divine mandate. So, write this down. These are the questions you ask yourself. Write it down. Please write it down. What is it one problem in the world that breaks your heart the most? Find it. Usually your purpose is tied to a passion. Your purpose is tied to something you just see and you react. So people have asked me this many times, how do I know my purpose? That's one of the ways. Check for what you're passionate about. You see something and other people just laugh about it, but you don't laugh. You take it serious. There's something burning in your heart for it. It's an indication of your purpose. So what is one problem in the world that breaks your heart the most? What injustice makes you angry in a righteous way? Second question you should ask yourself. Let me take that first question again. What is the one problem in the world that breaks your heart the most? Okay, next. What injustice makes you angry in a righteous way? So that's one question put together, or two questions put in one. Then the next. If fear and money were completely removed from your life, if there was no fear, it didn't exist. If there was no fear, if there was no need for money, you had all you needed. If fear and money were completely removed from your life, what is the single biggest thing you would do for the glory of God and the blessing of others? Let's say there was no limit. There was no fear. There was no, oh, I don't have enough. So if you just had a blank check, do anything you want to do, what is it you would do to the glory of God? The third question. What legacy do you want to leave? What legacy Don't just think of now. You have children. Your children will have children. What do you want to be remembered for? All these people we read about and say, oh, this great man of faith, oh, this one that invented this. What do you want to be remembered for? You were put here for a purpose. What is your own? What is that thing you want? When somebody calls your name, they say, ah, this man did this. Oh, this lady did this. Oh, I remember. What will be written in the sands of time? What will be written in the chronicles about you? What is that? What do you desire? When your children are talking about you, on your tombstone, what will they say that is not a lie about you? What do you desire? What legacy do you want to leave? When your great grandchildren talk about you, what do you want them to say you built, funded, or created? You must get to this level of thinking. Stop thinking survival. Survival is a poverty mindset. Stop thinking survival. We're not survivors, we thrive. So these questions I'm giving you will make you start thinking in another level. What do I want? Really, what do I want to remember for? What legacy do you want to leave? When your great grandchildren talk about you, what do you want them to say you built, funded, or created? Take those questions, write them out, and answer them. Be very specific, be honest. It's not just a dream, this is the beginning of your kingdom mandate. This is what you will live for. It doesn't change. The platform may change, the how may change, but the why never changes. And most times when people start feeling a certain way, they forget their why. Remember your why. Why did you make the sacrifices you made 10 years ago? Why? Get that why. Some of us actually don't have a why. We do it because we love somebody, so we're doing this. We do it because we just like this and we do it. No. That's why you're not consistent. Identify your real why. It will influence your decisions in every area. It will influence your decisions on marriage. It will influence your decisions on businesses you take, even jobs you will take, and jobs you cannot take. Find your why. Find your why. All right, I hope we got something this evening. Let me get your feedback. So any questions, any feedback, just drop it on the chat. I would like to just take a little time to look at what you're putting in there and respond to them. The reason we do live, okay, is that we want to be able to have opportunity for people to interact, ask questions, so on and so forth. All right. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I stuck to the time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, um you can come back to this video later. I'm going to drop the training notes I use for this entire series, this entire top 5 money myths keeping you broke. I will attach the PDF. I'll upload. Wonderful afternoon, depending on where you're joining from. See you later.